Brandon Tatum here at RightLights.com. I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to get straight into this. Woosah. Now listen, the question is, does Black Lives Matter qualify as a hate group? And so what I'm going to do for you fine men and women out there, just in case you don't know, you can look it up on your phone. I'm gonna read to you the definition that I found in regards to what a hate group is. So here you go. I'm gonna read it right off of the screen. A hate group is an organized group or movement that advocates and practices hatred, hostility, violence towards members of a race, ethnicity, nation, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, or any other designated section of society. Clear as day, there's a very easily defined distinction that the Black Lives Matter movement is promoting hate against this nation by way of ridiculing police officers and pretty much bashing white people. Period. I'm gonna say it. People gonna get mad at me for saying this. I don't care. I'm just here to tell the truth. Don't kill the messenger. Point blank. I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all. I see on TV more times than not this group calling the death to police officers with little to no information. I mean, anytime an African American is shot by a white police officer, I don't care. It could be other people. More than likely, they don't care. Shot by a white police officer, it is outrage, mayhem in the streets. Calling death to police officers and calling death to white people. I saw a video just the other day where there's protesters out in the street and they're saying, oh, we're gonna kill all the white people. We're gonna hurt every white person that come through here. And I mean, they're bashing cars. They're actually assaulting people. That is the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care who you say you are and who you say you're associated with, or you some type of peacemaker. The vast majority of the things that I see, the vast majority of the problems that these community people are having, people that own their own businesses, the police department, hey, we don't see as much. We don't see as much of the peaceful protests. We see the violent, hateful criminals. And I'm almost willing to take it a step further. I looked this up. I'm almost willing to go on a limb and say this organization is borderline a terrorist group. I'm just reading the definition. It says a political movement that uses terror as a weapon to achieve its goal. An act of terrorism, whatever you want to call it, calculated use of violence or threat of violence against civilians in order to attain a goal that are political, religious, or ideological in nature. This is done through intimidation, coercion, and installing fear. Am I living on another planet, or what I'm seeing is the installation of fear? These people are going out in the streets and blocking traffic, trashing cars, trashing buildings, assaulting police in an effort to intimidate people, in an effort to cause fear to be aroused. They want fear to cause things to change. They want people to fear them, and that's why legislation has changed, or the justice system acts according to what they want. I am frustrated with this, and I know the American people are done. When are we going to take our country back from these lunatics? I don't care. I don't want to hear no more, oh, it's peaceful. Some people are peaceful protest. No. When you're in the street causing problems and chaos, when you're bludgeoning police officers, when you're throwing rocks at them and police are getting injured, fires are being started in the middle of the street, you're blocking traffic, committing crimes, felony crimes, misdemeanor crimes, traffic laws, you are no longer protesting. You are committing crimes. You are a hate group. These individuals, the motives are hatred towards police officers. Hatred towards majority white police officers. And you can't tell me that that's not true. You can't tell me that's not true. If you can't show me some video footage, show me some evidence that this is just a confined group of cooperating people. It's not. It's not, ladies and gentlemen. When are we going to take our country back? When is the law enforcement organizations in these cities are going to say, there's enough of you walking in the roadway? You're not walking in the roadway anymore. It's not going to happen. You know, you can peacefully protest like every other person that has the constitutional right to the freedom of speech. You can do what every other citizen can do. You can't go outside the parameters of what the law says just for your own agenda. You can't block traffic because average people, everyday people can't go out and block traffic. I can get mad at Black Lives Matter right now, or get mad at what a Ku Klux Klan. I could go out right now and block the traffic. My brother's going to go to jail. More than likely, I'm probably going to go to jail. So I think that that's not fair. That's not right. You know, another thing I go on a limb and say, and I dare somebody to challenge this, is that I honestly believe that the direction of the Black Lives Matter movement is literally paralleling something as extreme as the KKK. And I say this, obviously KKK was much worse when they were at their prime. But right now, I mean, who's doing the most violence consistently? I'm just saying, who's doing the most violence? You know, these people, I mean, they don't want to show you the raw truth of this. There is violence in the streets. There's people getting hurt, people getting shot and killed in the streets. Police officers are getting gunned down and sniped in Dallas, Texas, face down in the street. Now somebody tell me that this is not an attack on American police officers. This is not an attack on our society. They don't want to say that. I'll say it for you. I'll tell the truth. I don't care about what you say about me. I'm going to tell the truth. And if you can change, and if you can prove me different, show me some footage. Give me some information to show me anything different than this craziness that's going on. They can openly chant death to white people and police officers. Openly chant this up and down the streets. And you know what? These police officers out here protecting them as they do these things. As they commit crimes, we're cushioning them, giving them a pillow. Hey, you can do whatever you want to do. Block traffic. And some agencies are stepping up, but come on. Come on. You know, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm looking at some of the comments. You know, talking about Soros. It's a political agenda. That's exactly what the terrorist group is doing. They're after a political agenda. The Black Lives Matter political agenda is to I don't know, to be honest, I don't know what they want. Sometimes I think they want the Democratic Party to win. They want Hillary to win. Then they cussing Hillary out, blocking her. They blocking Donald Trump. What do they want? Justice for America? They don't want justice for black people. They don't. If they did, they'll be in these communities. They'll be fighting for black on black crimes. They'll be fighting for some of the situations with the school system. They'll be fighting for abortions. They'll be fighting to keep, you know, young brothers out of going to prison, recidivism. They'll promote scholarships. They'll come together to bring money together to do something about these communities. They'll stand in the streets and bond together in order to prevent criminals from going up and down the street murdering people. If they really wanted to do something about it, they'll stand up for black police officers. I guarantee you, I die today, I won't see a Black Lives Matter supporter anywhere. Anywhere. If I get targeted, KKK could come kill me while I'm in my uniform. I won't see a Black Lives Matter person in sight. What is the agenda? It's an organized and then it's unorganized at the same time. They have their little statement. They have people protesting. They have these leaders that come on TV that get invited to the White House. They have some level of organization, but then anybody in America can join Black Lives Matter. There's no structure. They're not on the same page. Got the president of the United States promoting a terrorist group, a domestic terrorist group. If it wasn't for police, they would probably be killing people. If it wasn't for the police department, they'll be burning the whole city down. Do you understand that? I think people are forgetting that. If the police wasn't there, they would be killing people probably. They already burning stores. They'll kill the police if they didn't have a defense. They didn't have tear gas. It's racist. It's outrageous. They're promoting terror. And our president and the leaders need to stand up against this organization. If they were about peace and they were legitimate, I'll be out there holding a sign right now. I'll be out there holding a sign just like this. Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. You know, I'll be out there holding my signs. These people don't want peace. They want justice. They want revenge. They want revenge from 100 years ago, 200 years ago. They don't want to join together. They don't want to fuse the disengagement in some of these communities. They don't want it. So why are we pandering to that mess? We need to get our country back. You have a right to protest. Please protest and do your thing, but you don't have a right to riot. That's not your constitutional right. We don't owe you nothing to break the law. Nobody owes you anything. Thank God you live in a country that we will protect you. Go do that in another country. You'll be getting killed in the streets. And I said enough, but I know you guys agree. The consensus that I'm getting at is Obama has driven this thing, supported it, has encouraged it. You got Soros that's funding it, and you got these haters. This racism that's been bound in some of these people are coming out. And I'll say this, it's not all black people, because they're destroying the image of black people. I'm just being honest. They're making a lot of black people look like criminals. There are people out there that are genuinely concerned. I'm aware of that. There's people out there that want questions answered. They deserve questions to be answered. They deserve it. But the overwhelming majority, the overwhelming voice is these criminals. They're criminals, people. That's why this presidential election is going to be crucial. You got Hillary Clinton putting these criminals' moms up at the DNC giving speeches as if their kids are veterans in the military, died in Iraq. They giving them the support that they giving veterans or families of veterans or families of military personnel that died in war. They get the same treatment. You didn't die in war. You died because you're a criminal and you're committing crimes and you're pulling guns on police. Some of these people, one person that I've seen, maybe 2, 3, maybe out of 300 million people has been probably shot for no reason. And I can say 300 million, that's not fair because all 300 million aren't black. But if we just talking about black people, I'm talking maybe three out of all these other people. And we burning cities down? And that's okay in America? Come on, people. Come on. Come on. We got to stand. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand up. Now, if you get fired for doing it, don't say it. But don't be afraid to stand up to this political correctness crap. These people are a feared organization in this country. They are. As a police officer, I hope to God we don't have to use force against somebody of color. Why? They may burn the city down. We may get killed from just doing our job. That's the reality. Them officers in Dallas got killed, face down in the streets, riding over something that didn't even happen in their city. This was in another city. And if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the justified shootings. Come on, America. And I know probably 99.9% of the people on here love law enforcement. Most people in the country love us. They tell us thank you for your service every day. But I tell you what, we got to speak up against this loud minority who hate law and order, who hate this country. They hate this country. These people who are using every excuse in the world to burn stuff and to hurt people, they hate America. They hate this country. You know what? And the people who love this country, we got to stand together. We got to stand up. And you beat violence through peace. You beat hatred through love. You beat idiots through voting. And I'm telling you, we got to get out and vote. We can get these loves come across the screen. I want to see that many votes come across. We have to stand up for the future of our children. I don't want my son to grow up in an environment where it's okay to disrespect police and it's okay to challenge every authority that you have. Kids don't respect teachers. They don't respect principals. They don't respect law enforcement. They don't respect parents. They don't respect anybody. And you know what? We give them a pillow and we say it's okay. You know what? If I disrespected people when I was that age, I get my butt beat. You understand that? I get my butt kicked. Rightfully so. And you know what? It made me a good man. I hope this country can get back to legitimate discipline, consistent discipline. You don't have to beat your kids, but be consistent about your kids so that the teachers don't have to be going crazy over your children that you supposed to be raising because you laying up with somebody. That's not the teacher's fault. That's not the police officer's fault. That's not the first responder's fault. It's your fault. Our fault. America, we've had enough. And I say this before I get off here. All lives matter. Everybody's going through drama. Black people, white people, Hispanic, Asian, everybody's having issues. Everybody have legitimate issues with police brutality. Everybody does. There's been people of all races probably shot by police that shouldn't have been shot, which is like 0.00001% of the time. But at the same time, we all have issues. If we neglect this person's issue and go after this group's issues, then we're not doing nothing as a country. We're not. We need to focus on America. We need to focus on the American issue. We need to focus on terrorism. We don't have time to isolate little groups and try to focus on one person's issue and neglect the whole country. I could talk all day about this. Appreciate you guys commenting. Love what you have to say. I think we all agree on the same thing. This is a hate group, borderline terrorist group. It should be banished from America. I read an article not too long ago. It said that in Russia, they're banning Black Lives Matter as a hate group. It can maybe be a terrorist group. I got to go back and look at the article, but they're identifying that this is a problem. Again, I'm getting out of here because my puppy, he won't let me make videos. So he got to do something back there. But I love you guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything you guys have done. The support at rightalerts.com. Keep sending the love. Keep sharing the news because that's the only way it's going to get out. All right? So stay tuned. Scotty's putting out great videos, giving feedback. I mean, one of the best people to hear from is Scotty. I'm just trying to keep up. But love you guys. Keep sharing the love. Talk to you later.